thank you for taking your time and out of your day and doing this interview. It's great to see that we've got a range of different people coming on. So, Naeem, I do pronounce it Naeem, don't I?
That's right. Yep, Naeem.
Fantastic. Yes. So it's great that you're managing to take part in this. So I've just got a few different questions regarding our new up-and-coming students that are coming to a university, those that are already at university, just little things to try and help them on the way to getting their first jobs and, you know, pushing this career path that hopefully that they'll be doing within the near future. So first of all, before I start anything else, could you just tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do, please?
Okay, so my name is Naeem Amir. I'm the Employability Officer for the Career Service. I'm based predominantly at the Llandaff campus. Obviously at the moment, not based there, based and working from home. But I've been with the university now for just over 2.5 years. I've been undertaking this particular role and working closely with all the students for about 6 months or so. But previous to that, I was working on an employability project called Go Wales, which is all about helping students who face barriers and challenges to employment to gain relevant work experience.
Oh, fantastic. So how did you get into the line of work of where you are at the moment?
Okay, so I've got a pretty complicated background, but it does kind of flow. My background is actually accounting and finance. So when I was young, I always wanted to become an accountant. Mm-hmm. So I chose my A levels to kind of signify that that's what I wanted to do, and then completed a degree in accounting and finance. And then when I finally managed to, you know, work in the environment, I just didn't enjoy it. It was really sad. So there's me thinking, right, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to pursue. And when I was actually working in that environment, I just wasn't enjoying it. And what I wanted to do was work with people. So that's when I fell into recruitment. So the majority of my working life, I've been a recruitment consultant. So I've worked for a number of organizations and businesses, be they very large organizations or even small businesses. And actually, for a time, I ran my own recruitment consultancy, specializing in accountancy positions. So my job was very much talking to candidates, helping and supporting them, giving them careers advice, but also getting them the jobs that they wanted, but at the same time talking to employers as well, talking about jobs within accountancy, and it could be anything from a finance director right down to an accounts clerk as well. So it was really a case of understanding what the employer wanted and needed, understanding job descriptions, person specifications, and I think as I got older and as I progressed with my career, I just felt that the whole recruitment arena had changed. It became very salesy, very KPI driven. It was all about the numbers, which is not me. You know, I'm very consultative in my approach, and that's something that I think the industry, or certainly part of the industry, has moved away from. Mm-hmm. So that's when I really thought about my career, and I was very much focused on working within the HE sector, higher education sector. And I really focused on that, and I made applications, and some I got interviews for and didn't get the job. Sometimes I didn't even get the interview, but I was so pleased that I was given an opportunity to work with Cardiff Met, and the rest is history.
Ah, fantastic. So what do you find are the greatest challenges then in your current role?
The biggest challenge certainly for me is student engagement. My job is to work with students to help and support them and to improve and increase their employability skills. Mm-hmm. We as a career service, we have the knowledge, we can advise, we've got the tips, we've got the resources, we can signpost all students to a myriad of different areas where they can certainly improve themselves. We're not going to spoon feed people. We just need to engage with the students. We need to find out exactly where they are in their career journey, and then advise and support them. And for those students who do engage with us, they're really thankful and grateful. The feedback we get is incredible. And the kind of events that we put on for our students, be it focused from the career service, maybe employers come in, careers fairs, skills sessions. We do put on a lot of kind of resources for our students, but we do find that engagement is a big issue and a problem, and that's something that we're constantly working to overcome.
Wow, that seems quite a big thing then. Now, I know from personal experience, because a number of my students have been to your department and they've all had positive feedback. You've been very supportive in the role that you do and your department as in general. And a number of them have had interviews as a result of coming to your department. So, I mean, I can see the benefits of just coming to meet people like you and getting the support and skill set that you have, because you've got this huge wealth of knowledge between your whole team, and it's fantastic that you're being able to use this. So in terms of skill set, what kind of skills do you regularly use that help with your existing job?
Communication. Mm-hmm. So that's really important in all aspects. So my job is to talk to students, to engage with them, to convey a message very, very quickly. Our appointments are only 20 minutes long. So within that time, I have to ensure that the student understands what the meetings are about, what their issue and problem is. So I need to find out very, very quickly what they're after. So it could be, I want to talk about my CV. I'm not sure about what career or focus I'm looking for. It could be I've got an application to make and I don't know where to start. It could be I've made an application. Can you please check? So communication is absolutely massive, really, really big. The other big skill I feel I can offer is it's teamwork. We're really a small, focused, a close-knit team, mm-hmm. and we have to rely on each other to ensure that the student experience is a really positive one. So there are times where I will meet a student and I can't help them, or maybe another individual within my team has met someone and they need to be assured that I can help and support them. So we meet very, very regularly, even more so regularly now that we're working from home, by the way. And we do talk about students, we talk about their issues and problems, mm-hmm. and we do talk about solutions. That's a big thing as well. So I learn so much from my team members, and hopefully vice versa, that they're able to learn from me as well.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. So what kind of advice would you give to a student or someone that's graduating, or someone that's going for an internship that will help with their CV, their cover letter, and also interview?
First thing is, come and talk to us. Come and talk to the career service. You know, we are available, even though we're working from home at the moment, we mm-hmm. are still accessible. They can book an appointment through MetHub, and our meetings are virtual through Microsoft Teams. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's the first advice that I would give. But in terms of generic advice, you talked about specifics like CVs and interviews. So in terms of your CV, it's got to be one that sells your skills and your strengths, and one that is targeted to the jobs that you're applying for. Mm-hmm. So I see so many CVs that have information that sometimes isn't relevant, or they're listing their GCSE grades. They've listed work experience that they undertook, maybe, you know, a 2-week work experience opportunity that they undertook 4 or 5 years ago. What's more important is what they're doing more so now, where they want their career to go, and also the skills that they've gained as well. So that's really important. Application forms. This is the way we feel recruitment is moving now. It's being very much more standardized, and students struggle with completing application forms. It's all about reading and interpreting the job description, and more importantly, the person specification, identifying certain criteria that you potentially meet, and then providing evidence. That's where the students struggle. They are sometimes unable to make that transfer of information, and they've all got it there. I think they just need a little bit of support and advice.
Yes.
In terms of interview, it's all about the preparation. And the more interviews that you do undertake, the better you become at it. I've met a number of students now who will not apply for jobs that they don't want to go for, and therefore they're missing out on interview practice as well. So when they actually do apply for a job that they really want, and then when they get an interview, they put so much pressure on themselves that they don't perform. So the more opportunities that I feel our students can at least have an opportunity of interviewing, then that's only going to benefit them. And that's something that we at the Career Service can help as well, because we offer a mock interview service for students. And finally, I want to talk about networking. It's such an important aspect of looking for work. And Simon, as you know, and we were talking about it earlier as well, it's not what you know, it's sometimes who you know. I'm an avid user of LinkedIn, and I have made so many useful connections to help me, not just with my career, but also with what I'm doing at the moment as well. So my big tip to your students and to anyone who's looking at this video is to really utilize LinkedIn. It's a free resource, and it's a professional social media platform. So it's one that I feel our students should be using to promote themselves and to network with people within your industry, within your sector, which is the food industry.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, Naeem. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, I mean, thank you for the opportunity to catch up and to pass on these tips and advice. And again, just to reiterate that if there are any students out there who are part of your course, to refer them to the Career Service, and we'll help and support them as much as we can.
Fantastic. Naeem, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today. It's been great. I think you've given us a lot of really useful advice. And I'm sure as a result of this, once students start seeing this, you're going to have a huge line of people knocking at your door or at your email screen, trying to arrange meetings. So thank you very much.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Simon.